Then where are you? Why did you try to call me twice? Today I have to work in the ER, so I will be staying the night at the hospital. At the moment, I am in the middle of working with a patient. Shut up, you liar! I know that you're actually at your house right now. And I know that you have my little sister, Melissa, over there with you. Man, you are always using that "I'm working at the hospital right now" as your fallback lie. What? What's with all these baseless accusations? I am really at the hospital right now. Just a second ago, I was at your house grabbing a few things that I had left over there, and I used the duplicate key to get in through the front door. However, while I was in the entrance room, I could hear you having a deep conversation with Melissa, so you probably didn't hear me. What the heck? And do you know how I knew it was my sister there? Because those were her shoes that were in the entrance room. And there is no way I could mistake her annoyingly loud voice coming from your living room. So please, spare me the time and forget trying to make any more useless excuses. Then why did you leave after you knew she was there? Instead of going home, you should have come in and confronted the two of us. Then I'd have had the time to explain everything to you in person. And then what? You can't explain to me the reason why you are fooling around with the little sister of the woman you are currently engaged to, can you? Ugh, you are always so annoying to listen to. By the way, you aren't engaged to me anymore anyway. I've decided to get engaged to your little sister. And I plan to get married to her very soon. What the hell? So can you please stop saying to everyone that you are engaged to me? From now on, you are just another ex-girlfriend of mine. And don't even try coming into the hospital to try and talk to me. Hold on now, Brett. We have been dating for a little over 5 years now. And you said you were going to take good care of me now that you've become a doctor. But now you are going to turn around and toss me aside? I have to admit that you were really good at cooking, and you always got all of the chores finished around my house. You really were the perfect girlfriend. But in terms of being romantic with me, you barely turned me on. What? Are you serious? If you were just a tad bit more sexy, then I wouldn't mind you barging into the hospital while I was working to scold me. But unfortunately, you are only really good at doing work around the house, and that's all. If you were to become my wife, though, our sex life would have failed terribly. So you are saying that my little sister not only looks better than me, but is also better in bed too? Well, yeah. She is leagues ahead of you in the way she makes herself look strikingly beautiful. And whenever I get home from a long day at work, she is waiting in my driveway getting ready for another fun night. Not only just those things, though. She also has an amazing way with words, and she knows all the right things to say to me when I am feeling upset. For a doctor like me who is always stressed, she is the perfect medicine for melting that all away. You are. For a while, I have been contemplating breaking up with you, but luckily you have forced my hand. Anyways, you should be getting ready for work tomorrow, as you'll need to stay employed for a bit longer.
I'm so sorry, Mary. It looks like I was able to steal your fiancé away from you, huh?
Why the hell are you doing this to your own sister? And all of this is like something out of a really horrible drama.
Hey, don't think that I am the one to blame for all of this. Brett just said that he would rather be married to me than you. And I think you trying to marry a doctor in the first place was a bad choice. You both work in the same hospital. He told me that he knew from the start that things wouldn't last. So when he found me, he knew he needed to act fast.
What?
I know that you were thinking that he was being all sincere and close to you, but that was only because you worked with him. But he soon felt like you were only trying to get close to him because he was a doctor. And that you were only wanting the marriage so that you could use up all of his doctor money. So him leaving you was only natural.
That was his reason for tossing me out for my little sister? And I thought that the sister who I grew up so close with would never do anything that would cause me any harm.
No matter how hard you try to make me feel bad for my actions, Brett has already chosen me and has asked me to marry him. Just accept the fact that you are his ex-girlfriend now. And don't feel like this is a rare thing. I know plenty of people that have had their fiancés leave them at the last moment.
I guess you're right, huh? No matter what I try and say, the two of you are never going to listen.
Well, now that you understand, hurry up and quit your job at the hospital. I'd rather you not continue working at the same place as my soon-to-be husband.
And why would I ever do that for you?
Because thinking about my husband having to work with his ex-girlfriend makes me feel all sorts of yucky. For all I know, you two might start to fall in love all over again, and I would risk losing Brett. I would never be able to forgive you for that. So please start preparing to quit. You're a nurse after all, and they are in high demand. So I doubt you'll have a hard time finding a new place to work.
Now, why would I ever leave my workplace for you two? I have been working there longer than Brett has, and also my pay is really good. And everyone that I work with is so nice to me, making my time working there relaxing. So for me to give up that place for you guys will never ever happen.
I knew you'd say something like that. I guess I have no choice but to ask Brett to work his magic and get you fired.
How will he manage that?
Because out of anyone in the hospital, the doctors have the most say over everything, right? So all he needs to do is say the word, and you will be gone in the blink of an eye. He'll just have to say that you are causing too much drama in the hospital, and that he can't trust you to help save patients anymore. That will 100% turn into you getting fired.
He would never.
But if that were to happen, things would be made a lot worse for you, right? You'd be known as the nurse that was fired for causing trouble, and no one else will be willing to hire you. So if you don't want that to happen, I'd suggest you leave that place while keeping your mouth shut.
You're awful. Not only am I losing my fiancé, but I'll also have to leave my really good job as well. Well, whatever. If that's what you two want, then that's what you'll get. I'll cut all ties to you both. I'll leave that hospital, as well as leave my house and move somewhere else. I might as well go all the way, right? Then I will never have to see the two of your disgusting faces ever again.
Leaving us alone? That would be amazing! Then I'll shut up and let you get to quitting your job and packing your things. This is going to be the best! Oh my god! I can't believe that I would have to see you again. And of all places, Hawaii. I just wanted to enjoy the crystal blue waters and snow white sands. So on this super amazing vacation, I never thought that I would be seeing you here.
Don't worry, I am thinking that same exact thing. And this was supposed to be the perfect honeymoon for my husband and I. But now that I had to lay my eyes on the two of you, I am starting to feel sick to my stomach.
Ah! I should have known that you were here on your honeymoon. So that man that I just saw with you must have been the unlucky husband? I heard from Mom a few weeks ago that you would be getting married.
That unlucky husband you talk about is my outstanding husband. We started dating 3 years ago after the unfortunate events that took place back in my hometown.
Right. He does look quite amazing. And it's great to see that you met someone that is on your same level. I can get a very unattractive vibe from him, and I can definitely tell that he doesn't have a lot of money by the way he dresses. But I guess that's where the two of you relate, huh?
What?
He looks like the kind of person that has been working part-time at a fast food restaurant for the past decade. But I suppose those people have to get married at some point too, huh? But I never thought you'd be the person to marry them.
Wait, Melissa. You need to stop talking trash about him. I won't forgive you for saying stuff like that over and over again.
Sorry. I suppose to you, a nerdy-looking guy like him is still very important. I just couldn't help saying a few comments about his look, though.
Huh? Why are you calling him nerdy?
I've heard a bit from Mom about him. She told me that he focuses so much on his nerdy hobbies that he doesn't have time to find a real job, right? She also said that he would rather just chill around the house and do chores for you than work at all. To me, that looks like one of those shutting kind of nerds. I sort of feel bad for you having married that guy. The fact that your own little sis married a doctor and gets to live every day of her life like it was a dream. We never have to worry about money, and we always get to eat out whenever we want. That must make you feel terrible inside, right?
And I bet Brett feels all sorts of joy after having tossed me out just so that he could use you as his little sex puppet.
It's already been 3 years now that we have been married, and I don't feel that way with Brett. And if he did start to brag about something like that, I would freak out a little. Now, could you stop trying to make Brett look bad? He wasn't the one who ended up marrying a near unemployed nerd like someone I know.
I am not making him look bad, since he did that himself. And you were there to help him along. You both are the perfect image of what a terrible marriage looks like. And I am sure that you know that deep down.
Please don't say things like that about us. And I prefer if you started calling us the spitting image of a perfect and happy marriage, please. You should be amazed by the fact that your little sis was able to find someone so sweet that was willing to take great care of her. And by the way, we are able to come to Hawaii every year to enjoy our vacation. To us, this beach is practically our backyard. I bet that coming to Hawaii for the two of you must be a huge waste of what little money you have. Ha! I know that your husband probably wants to be back at home right now playing video games or something instead of standing on this gorgeous beach.
Do you even know who my husband is?
Huh?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Melissa. I guess someone as stupid as you wouldn't have ever been able to understand her own husband's workplace. So that would make it understandable as to why you have no idea about who my husband, Aaron, is. But now that you have told me what you think of him, it's time I told you who he really is.
What? You're calling me an idiot? Unlike you, I'm actually doing all right as the wife of a doctor. And to think you understand my husband's workplace more than I do.
So you do know my husband then?
Whoever he is, I'm sure he sits far below the level of Brett as he has now become the head doctor at the hospital. There are over 300 employees that my husband oversees, so he could be any one of them. If anything, you'd be the only one to really care about that hospital anyway, since it was the place you previously worked. So don't call me an idiot just because I don't know about everyone and their mother at that place.
Well then, this will be quite a shock for you to hear. Aaron has recently become the board chairman of that hospital, aka Brett's boss. I thought that Brett would have at least told you that much.
A board chairman?
In other words, he sits at the top of the hospital's ladder. And to think that you wouldn't even come introduce yourself to him, thinking that we were the poor ones. But this doesn't surprise me the very least, considering it is you.
Wait. I need to think. What is going on? What is this? I could have sworn Mom said that he only stayed at home doing chores for you all day. It should be impossible for someone like him to run a hospital.
Aaron's family is actually quite familiar with hospitals. His parents run a few small clinics, so ever since he was a teenager, he has been helping them manage their offices and soon gain the skills to become a chairman. So for you to call him a stay-at-home nerd, I would say that you are being far worse than just rude.
This has to be a lie! What are the chances he turned out to be the son of two very well-off parents?
This honeymoon is turning out to be so much fun. His parents even allowed us to use their condo out here in Hawaii, saying that they wanted us to enjoy the little free time we have away from work.
They have a condo here too?
So when you were saying that this beach was like your backyard, I laughed a little. Because we actually do have a beach as our backyard. And it's private, so it's never busy and loud like over here. I even imagine a honeymoon as awesome as this one.
A private beach as well? It's not fair that you get to have access to all of that. Why does everything good always happen to you? It's not fair! It's not fair!
Well.
It wasn't fair when you took Brett away from me 3 years ago now, was it? I don't understand why you were always freaking out over anyone that has it better than you. That's probably why Mom never told you about who he really was. I think if she told you back when I first met him, you would have tried to ruin our relationship as well. I'm really thankful that Mom did that for my sake. But now I have already dug myself into a hole. How would I have ever figured out that he was the board chairman of the hospital that Brett works at after Mom told me all of those lies? Well, as sad as that is, it doesn't bother me one bit. So I'm going to get back to enjoying my honeymoon now. Let's just forget about us ever seeing each other today, okay? That way we can both enjoy the rest of our time in Hawaii.
Hey, Mary. Is it true that you are married to the new board chairman? And was the man I saw you with just a bit ago really him?
Jeez, calm down. Did you really not recognize the face of your own hospital's board chairman?
I do know his face, but I just wanted to confirm that with you. How did you manage to marry my boss, though? And why the heck is he here in Hawaii of all times? This is all super bad timing. I have to ask again. Are you really married to the board chairman?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, the two of us go all the way back to middle school with each other. He was in the same grade as me, so for me to meet him again after so many years was crazy. But when I told him about what happened with my last boyfriend, we slowly started to reconnect and went on a date.
The board chairman was going to the same middle school as you?
Well, back then I didn't really know much about what was going on in his life, or with how his family ran so many clinics. I was just an average middle schooler, so when we did start dating, I finally heard about how powerful his family really was. What's even crazier is that Aaron's dad was the chairman of that hospital before him as well.
I'm even more scared by that fact. And now I am worried about your husband being the new chairman. And now he is in Hawaii as well. How the heck did everything go south so quickly? Now because of you, the hospital will know about me being here.
Huh? Did they not know that you were coming here?
I lied to everyone saying that I needed to go on a business trip, when really I was just coming here with Melissa. This was all meant to be kept a secret. But now because of you, my boss will see that I'm actually here.
What the hell were you thinking? Telling your boss a lie so that you could make it to Hawaii?
Shut up! I never thought things would get this bad. I originally wanted to tell them that I was going to take time off to come to Hawaii, but I didn't want to go through the process of getting my time written off. But now that I know he is here, I wish I would have just told them straight up.
I see. That's why Aaron is a bit weird right now.
Did he say something about me? Did he really see me at the beach just a bit ago?
He definitely did see you clearly, and he seems a little distressed by that. He keeps murmuring to himself about why he just saw you on the beach.
Ah, frick! I am screwed now! They are going to have a word with me the moment I am back at the hospital.
Well, you did just tell him and other employees that you were going on a business trip, which turned out to be a lie.
Well, it's not my fault. Melissa kept asking me to go to Hawaii for a bit, but I had to keep telling her that I was too busy with work and that I couldn't get a day off. I felt so bad for her.
Why are you trying to tell me why you lied? I can't do anything for you. You just need to face the fact that when you get back, you'll need to try your best in explaining yourself to Aaron. Anyways, I'm going now. Hey, wait a minute! Why is this happening? Why is Brett getting fired from the hospital? This is getting out of hand. This is all happening out of spite from you, right? It's because he threw you away 3 years ago that you are trying to get revenge now, right? You probably asked your husband to fire Brett just so that you could get even with him.
Now, why would I be the one to blame? All of this is Brett's own doing. He is paying the price for everything he has done there.
What? Brett has never done anything wrong at that hospital. He is the head doctor there, and I know for a fact that he tries his hardest every day at work.
Do you really think that someone who is doing their best every day would turn around and lie to his boss so that he could go on vacation?
He said he had to do that because work was getting just too busy for him. If he didn't tell them a slight lie, he would have never been able to get a day off. And that's the fault of the hospital.
From what I've heard, Brett is given a lot of paid holiday each year to use whenever he wants, but he tends to use it all up on other things. And yet you are trying to blame the hospital for what he did?
What? He already used all of his paid holiday? But I haven't seen him take a day off since the start of this year.
I think he may have been hiding that from you. I know for a fact that he pushes all of his work off onto other coworkers so that he can take days off, and it seems that causes his coworkers a lot of hassle. They are also then forced to work his shifts as well instead of being allowed their own time off.
Seriously?
Also, I think he's been using that paid leave to go meet with other women. It seems we both now share the same experience of getting cheated on by him. If you want to learn who he has been with, perhaps you should look for yourself. I am lucky enough to have found this all out through Aaron.
What? Wait. Don't lie to me about Brett like that. He has told me time and time again that he only loves me. And I know that he has been telling the truth.
Well, your really honest husband has been going out with other nurses and patients when he is at work. And I'm sure he won't ever tell you the truth about all of those after-work business dinners he has been to.
Huh? Hold on, please. Are you saying that he has been doing this all under the cover of saying he has been at work?
That's right. He pushes all of his work onto other staff, as well as using his time off to fool around with other nurses and take them on dates. He even goes the extra mile to ask patients if they want to go out with him, and all of his higher-ups know about this stuff. That's why before the secret trip to Hawaii, he was written up for all of this misconduct.
What?
He was told directly by my husband that he was no longer needed at his hospital, and that someone of his reputation should find a therapist to help him with his habit of cheating.
What the frick? This is all starting to become too much for me. My Brett has been going out with other women behind my back all this time? Even though he was telling me that he was too busy to take any time off? But really, he was using that time off doing dirty things with his nurses.
Why is this so surprising to you? He cheated on the girl he was going to marry. You really thought he won't cheat on you?
No, that can't be true.
So with that, I hope that Brett has a good time trying to find himself a new job. Because if he can't, you can kiss that yearly trip to Hawaii goodbye. After that, Melissa and Brad tried vigorously to find a new hospital that would take him under their wing. However, it looks like things only went further downhill for Brett when a lot of the patients that he fooled around with started taking him to court for violating their HIPAA rights when he used their phone numbers to contact them without their consent. Of course, after those cases opened up, no hospital was going to hire him, so he is still stuck trying to find any job that will employ him. And now that Brett and Melissa have burned most of their savings, their lives together have gotten far more difficult financially. To the point that Melissa keeps trying to get him to leave her for one of the other women he cheated on her with. Of course, she soon lost it and they ended up getting into a huge fight requiring the both of them to go to the hospital for minor injuries, where all of the nurses would make fun of them behind their backs. This story spread like wildfire, and soon the whole town knew of the tragic story of Brett and Melissa. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.